After 84 episodes, it all comes down to this one night, the Mastermind Grand Final. Our remaining 4 have survived the heats, the weekly finals and the semis, where other competitors have faltered. For Circus, Lee Suman, dragged the water
script.
time after time. They have maintained steely concentration.
Elvis Presley.
Correct.
Rome.
Correct.
Harmonica.
Correct.
Rostenberg.
Correct. They've had facts at their fingertips when others have been flummoxed.
No idea.
It is research and development. Oh my goodness. Sure, there were some laughs.
Testicles.
Kidneys. Let's never use that phrase again. I don't know any of the words I just said.
Simply the best.
You are indeed better than all the rest. But now, after thousands of questions, we have arrived at the big one. This is the Mastermind Grand Final. The final specialist subjects tonight are Spike Milligan, the plays of Tennessee Williams, 21st Century Archibald Prize winners, and the British sitcom Men Behaving Badly. I'm Mark Fennell, and welcome to our season grand final, where we will truly find out who is Australia's next Mastermind. Good evening and welcome to the grand final of Mastermind. Tonight, our chair and spotlight welcome back this incredible foursome for the final time. By the end of this show, one of our contenders will wear the crown as the newly acclaimed Mastermind of Australia, and here are our contenders. First up is chemical engineer Clark Gormley, who's a fan of the work of Spike Milligan, the great British comedian who was booed but not forgotten. Next is theatre artist Bianca Reynolds, who'll be tested on the plays of Tennessee Williams, and tonight's challenge is one from which Bianca will not blanch. Our third grand finalist is artist Luke Cornish, whose area of specialist knowledge is 21st Century Archibald Prize winners. And finally, bar manager Mickey Logue loves the UK sitcom Men Behaving Badly. Tonight, though, he will be a man performing superbly, or else. Tonight, each of our finalists will face 2 minutes of questioning on their new specialist subject, and then they'll face the nerve-jangling slow burn round. And lastly, they'll have to draw on their final reserves of concentration for an expanded general knowledge round of 2 minutes. Our champion will take home this magnificent etch bowl by the renowned artist Dennis Golding, which we've admired each week throughout the series. And of course, our winner will be crowned Australia's Mastermind. So let's see who's going to be the one to claim the title. Time for our very first grand finalist. Your name?
Clark Gormley.
Occupation?
Chemical engineer.
And your specialist subject?
Spike Milligan.
Spike Milligan was a comedian and a humorist. He had many talents. I read all his books, I watched the Q series and I listened to the Goons. I think my favourite thing about Milligan was his wit. He had some great one-liners. When he was asked, how long were you in the army, he said 5'11". On his gravestone was written, I told you I was ill. I live in the suburb of Merriweather with my partner Catherine. When I came to Newcastle, I found my tribe when I arrived at Poetry the Pub. It's at Poetry the Pub that I started writing songs. I'm in a musical duo called Nerds and Music. We do original, nerdy, wordy, silly songs. We play at various folk festivals and fringe festivals around the place. Our last album was called You Can't Polish a Nerd. I decided to become a contestant on Mastermind because I got sick of Mark Fennell saying at the end of every show,
Come join us, you'll have a great time.
So finally I gave in and did.
And your specialist subject?
Somerton Man.
I chose Somerton Man because I was obsessed with the cakes. I read all the books about it and I listened to podcasts. It was intriguing, there were so many delicious details. My brother David is definitely going to be excited about seeing the show. He's always telling people how smart I am. Tonight, I wish Bianca, Luke and Mickey the very best, and may the best quizzer win.
So, Clark, how are you feeling?
Not terribly confident, but confidence isn't what gets you to win. It's getting the answers right.
How's study been going?
I haven't crammed as hard since the HSC.
But at least you're cramming about something fun.
Yeah.
So tell me, why did you pick Spike Milligan?
Well, he's a flawed man and he's a bit of a damaged man from the Second World War, but he's also a genius. I mean, there's not too many people who can claim to have created their own genre of comedy.
That is true. All right, Clark, are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now. Born in 1918 into an army family stationed in India, Spike Milligan was given what first and middle names?
Terence Allen.
Correct. One of Milligan's best-loved nonsense poems, On the Ning Nang Nong, features mice that go clang and trees that make what sound?
Ping.
Correct. After meeting June Marlowe on a double date with Peter Sellers and Anne Howe, Milligan married her in January of what year?
1952?
Correct. Milligan was a frequent visitor to Australia after his parents and brother emigrated to what town north of Sydney?
Woy woy.
Correct. Milligan learned to play bass as part of what band managed by Reg Lake, who Milligan would later encounter in wartime Italy?
Let's say the Grafton Band.
New Era Rhythm Boys. To be able to buy himself a better trumpet, a young Milligan pilfered and sold what product from the factory where he worked?
Tobacco.
Correct. At the start of his 1973 episode of This Is Your Life, Milligan was ambushed upon his arrival at which London station?
Embankment.
Euston. Throughout the decade of The Goon Show, music interludes were provided by Max Geldray and by which four-piece band?
Oh, his harmonica band.
The Ray Ellington Quartet. Although earlier variants do exist, a quote attributed to Milligan is that a sure cure for seasickness is to sit where?
Under a tree.
Correct. Signing a contract with Combined Services Entertainment after the war ended, Milligan remained in Italy as part of what musical act?
The Bill Hall Trio.
Correct. Upon receiving what category of recognition at the British Comedy Awards did Spike quip, "I'm not going to thank anybody because I did it all on my own"?
That was at the British Comedy Awards.
I need the Lifetime Achievement Award there. The Goons, including Milligan, blaring away on his trumpet, appeared in a 1952 film with what title?
As You Like It.
Down Among the Z-Men. As well as Miss Minnie Bannister and some stereotypes that would now be questionable, Milligan's largest and favourite Goons role was which character?
Eccles.
Correct. 8 points, Clark. We'll see you soon, but for now, head on back.
All right.
Which means it is now time for our second grand finalist. Your name?
Bianca Reynolds,
Occupation?
theatre artist.
And your specialist subject?
The plays of Tennessee Williams. Tennessee Williams is a really remarkable playwright. He is so good at evoking time and place and character. He just creates a mood in a way that a lot of playwrights don't. His most famous play is probably A Streetcar Named Desire. Everyone seems to know Stanley Kowalski yelling Stella after the big fight. Stella! I've been fortunate enough to be in 2 productions of Tennessee Williams shows as an actress. I've played Laura Wingfield in The Glass Menagerie, and I've also played Catherine Holly in Suddenly Last Summer. I spend my time vocationally as a theatre artist. I have a few published plays, and it's just become something that I've gotten more and more passionate about over time.
Our second contender is Bianca Reynolds.
August Osage County as my first specialist subject was a pretty easy choice because it's my favourite play and the film adaptation is in my top 5 favourite films. I did As Time Goes By as my second specialist subject. You have Judi Dench and Jeffrey Palmer. They just have such excellent comic timing. It's a real joy to watch them. I have a wonderful husband called Jim and a little 2-year-old daughter called Maisie, who is just the most hilarious little person I've ever met. I'm very interested to see what happens when Mummy's on TV. I think she's probably going to look from the screen to me, to the screen, and say, Mummy, it's you. There's a sense of nervousness with the grand final that is different from what's there with the earlier episodes. Mickey, Clark and Luke, I wish you guys all the best. Everyone deserves to be here and it's a real honour, so let's just enjoy it.
So you've picked Tennessee Williams as your specialist subject.
Yeah.
Why does Tennessee Williams mean so much to you?
There's a lot to like about him, but I think the thing that most struck me about him when I was studying was that he wrote very compassionately about broken people, and this beautiful concept that the plays are not an indictment on people for being too soft, but an indictment on the world for being too hard. And I think that's a very nice sentiment and something we can learn from.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Bianca. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Your time starts now. Tennessee Williams' largely autobiographical play, The Glass Menagerie, is set in which Missouri city where he grew up?
St. Louis.
Correct. Williams won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama for A Streetcar Named Desire, and again in 1955 for which play?
Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Correct. The 1962 play, The Eccentricities of a Nightingale, is a reworking of which play published 14 years earlier?
Summer and Smoke.
Correct. In A Streetcar Named Desire, Blanche arrives in New Orleans to stay with her sister Stella after losing which family plantation in Laurel, Mississippi?
Belle Reve.
Correct. Which fellow author and friend of Williams composed the incidental music for the original production of The Glass Menagerie?
Mike Strangler.
Paul Bowles. In Suddenly Last Summer, Catherine recounts the story of her cousin Sebastian's demise in which small Spanish town?
Cabeza de Lobo.
Correct. A Streetcar Named Desire begins with a 4-line epigraph of the poem The Broken Tower by which American poet that Williams greatly admired?
Hart Crane.
Correct. Painful memories caused Blanche to hear the music for which dance that she and her young husband danced together right before his death?
The Vesuviana.
Correct. The original Broadway production of The Night of the Iguana co-starred Bette Davis and which actor who won a Tony Award in the role of Hannah?
Margaret Leighton.
Correct. Due to mishearing the word pleurosis, the condition that caused Laura to miss time at high school, Jim gave her what nickname?
Blue Roses.
Correct. Not About Nightingales is based on a real-life hunger strike staged by prison inmates in which city?
Philadelphia.
Correct. Tom Wingfield informs his mother that their impending gentleman caller is James D. O'Connor, whose middle initial D stands for what?
Delaney.
Correct. Mrs. Venable wants Dr. Kukrovitz to lobotomise her niece, Catherine, at which asylum that has a ward known as the Drum?
Lion's View.
Correct. A drunk Stanley hits his wife Stella at a poker night, then famously screams for her to return in what number scene of Streetcar?
3.
Correct. Who was the long-term partner of Williams, to whom he dedicated his Tony Award-winning play, The Rose Tattoo?
Frank Merlo.
Correct. The Glass Menagerie's so-called fifth character is the family's absent father, who is described as a telephone man who fell in love with what?
Long Distances.
Correct. 15 points. How are you feeling?
Good. I was hoping for 15. That was the target I had in my head, so I'm pleased.
Well done. Head back to the chair.
Thank you.
Time for our third grand finalist. Your name?
Luke Cornish,
Occupation?
artist.
And your specialist subject?
21st century Archibald winners. The Archibald Prize is Australia's most popular portrait prize. I've been entering for 10 years. I've been in 3 times. It's amazing for an artist what it does for your profile to get into this prize. It really changes the way people view you as an artist. It doesn't really change the way you see yourself, but it changes how other people see you. I entered Mastermind with stencil art as my first subject because it's something I've dedicated my life to for the last 20-something years. I live and breathe stencil art. I get my ideas from the media, what I'm exposed to, just everyday life as a human being. This is actually a piece of mine. This piece is called The Pity of War, which is based loosely on Michelangelo's La Pieta, which translates into English as The Pity. It's the winner of the 2024 Gallipoli Art Prize, which I found out halfway through filming Mastermind that I'd won that. So I've had all these amazing things happening that I can't tell anybody, which is really annoying.
Luke, are you ready?
Let's do it. I chose Bill Hicks as my second subject because he's been such a massive influence on me artistically and as a person. I've even got the matching tattoo. I applied to come on Mastermind because I thought it would be fun, and I think it's good to challenge yourself, get outside of your comfort zone. And I'm pretty chuffed to get to the grand final. Mickey, Bianca and Clark, best of luck tonight. I'll be happy whoever wins.
So this is a perfect subject for you, the Archibald Prize.
Yeah, it was a subject that I felt like I could prepare well with.
Can I also say how wonderful it is that you've worn the lucky hoodie again?
Mate, I had a suit dry cleaned, but my superstitious mind would not let me not wear a hoodie.
No, I think it's perfect. It's part of your brand now, Luke.
I'm happy with that. It's so comfortable.
All right, Luke. Let's see how lucky the hoodie is.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Your time starts now. Dale Catherine Barton has won the Archibald Prize twice in this century, the second time for a portrait of actor Hugo Weaving in what year?
2013.
Correct. Depicted amidst the aftermath of flooding, who was the subject of the portrait by Black Douglas that won in 2022?
Carla Dickens.
Correct. Tim Storier's winning entry from 2012 makes reference to what painting by 16th century artist Hieronymus Bosch?
The histrionic wayfarer.
I just need the Wayfarer, I'm afraid. Most of this entry's winners were limited to a single entry in the Archibald by a rule change that took effect in what year?
2003.
Correct. Winner of the People's Choice in 2023, Jack Granford's portrait of Noni Hazelhurst has what three-word title?
Through the Window.
Correct. Excluding self-portraits in 2011, which painter became the first person to be the subject of two Archibald-winning portraits?
Margaret Olley.
Correct. For Fiona Lowry's winning 2014 portrait, Penelope Seidler stood in the same location where she was photographed by Max Dupain in what year?
1945.
1967. Nicholas Harding's winning entry from 2001 depicts actor John Bell as which Shakespearean character?
King Lear.
Correct. Catherine Del Barton's winning picture from 2008 is titled You Are What Is Most Beautiful About Me, a self-portrait with who?
Keller Narella.
Correct. Which New Zealander has been an 8-time finalist and won the People's Choice in 2006 and the Packing Room Prize in 2009?
2006. Paul Jackson.
Correct. Craig Ruddy won both the Archibald and the People's Choice in 2004 with a portrait of which notable Australian?
David Gulpilil.
Correct. In a video for the Art Gallery of New South Wales, Black Douglas says he took inspiration from which Renaissance painter for his winning portrait?
Raphael.
Masaccio. Julia Gutman drew the title of her work, Head in the Sky, Feet on the Ground, from a song by which band?
Talking Heads.
Correct. Of the 4 self-portraits that have won the prize since 2000, which artist painted the most recent winner?
Yvette Coppersmith.
Correct. 11 points. How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Head back to the chair for me.
Thanks, mate.
We are off to a flyer in our grand final with, as expected, some knockout scores. After the break, our 4th grand finalist, Mickey, will have his chance to rack up some valuable points. You are watching the Mastermind grand final, and we'll see you in just a moment. Welcome back to the Mastermind Grand Final, and it is now time for our 4th contender to be tested on his specialist subject, so please meet me in the chair. Your name?
Mickey Logue,
Occupation?
bar manager.
And your specialist subject?
Men behaving badly. I think since I've been able to talk, I've wanted to quiz. I come from a large family. I'm the youngest of 6, and most of them are involved in quizzing. The best player in my family was my older brother Cameron, and we had quite a strong rivalry on the Canberra trivia circuit. His team, Team Beige, are still talked about in almost mythical tones. He got sick and passed away in 2015, so I hope some of my performances on the show have honoured his memory, and I feel when I play I carry a part of him with me. I've also been a pub quiz master in our nation's capital for almost 10 years.
What is the more common word for your chronism?
It's something I really enjoy, and it's great seeing my regulars every week.
14 was Tank Girl.
Put your hands together for Mickey and his 15 points. And doesn't he seem stoked about that?
I definitely do click into competition mode and get the white line fever. After a while, I was just hamming it up for the cameras, though.
Oh, look, he can actually smile.
When it came to selecting topics, I really wanted to pick things I'd lived. I chose the Canberra Raiders because I've been following them for well over 30 years. And it was really fun reliving some great memories from my childhood. Same with men behaving badly. It's about these two guys who are just absolute idiots and muddling through life. I am really looking forward to all my friends, family and quiz regulars seeing the show, and I'm sure I'm going to give them lots of fodder with all the questions I missed. I hope the four of us all just enjoy the occasion, and I hope we can all leave the chair for the last time, proud of what we've achieved on the day and over the course of the series.
So, Mickey, you've got 3 rounds today. You've got your specialist subjects, slow burn and general knowledge. Which one are you most excited about?
General knowledge, I'm less culpable if it goes wrong.
You're less culpable. Why do you say less culpable?
Well, there's study for the specialist subject. The general knowledge is a lifetime of study, so.
That is a great attitude to take. You're looking very dapper, by the way.
Laundry day. So.
Well, I mean, if we all look that good on laundry day. All right, Mickey, are you ready?
You keep asking me that, Mark.
Are you, though?
We'll see.
Your time starts now. British sitcom Men Behaving Badly was inspired by a book of the same name by which writer who also wrote every episode?
Simon Nye.
Correct. The series was originally planned as a vehicle for well-known comedian Harry Enfield, who starred in the first series as which character?
Dermot.
Correct. What is the one-word title of the first episode of Series 3, the first to air on the BBC after the show was dumped by ITV?
Lovers.
Correct. Gary's long-suffering, on-again, off-again girlfriend Dorothy, played by Carolyn Quentin, has what profession?
She's a nurse.
Correct. In the episode Rich and Fat, Gary tries to delete the zeros on the cheque Dorothy made him write out to the hospital worth how many pounds?
5,000.
Correct. Recommended by the show's co-star Martin Clunes, which actor was brought in at the beginning of Series 2 to play the new lodger, Tony?
Neil Morrissey.
Correct. Gary learns Dermot is not coming back via a postcard that says he's travelling the world on what make of motorbike that Dorothy thinks is an organ?
Yamaha.
Correct. The series' jaunty theme music that opens and closes each episode was written by which Belfast-born BAFTA-nominated composer?
Helen Lisk.
Correct. In the episode where Deborah and Dorothy pressure Gary to get rid of his old sofa, Tony wakes to discover that he has purchased what from a man in the pub?
A snake.
Correct. The show ended in 1998 with 3 extended Series 7 instalments titled Performance, Gary in Love, plus which final episode?
Delivery.
Correct. When Dermot tells Gary he lied to another woman that Deborah was his girlfriend, the pair sing a quick excerpt of which song made famous by Kylie Minogue?
I Should Be So Lucky.
Correct. In the Series 1 final episode, Gary, Dermot and Dorothy play what dated board game from Gary's childhood that he finds in the shed?
Who's the Postman?
Correct. Cameoing as Woman in Pub in Series 4 and having started her career typing scripts for Spike Milligan, who produced every episode of the series?
Beryl Virtue.
Correct. Gary and Dorothy take George and Anthea to dinner at Deborah's restaurant where birthday girl Anthea requests what off-the-menu dish?
Cereal.
Correct. Taking out the award for Best Comedy Performance in 1996, who was the only actor to win a BAFTA for the series?
Martin Clunes.
Correct. Creator Simon Nye appears in the Series 2 episode titled Gary and Tony, where he is listed in the credits as playing which role?
Catatonic Man.
Correct. 16 points, Mickey. Well done. Head back to the chair for me.
Thank you.
That concludes the specialist subject round. Let's have a look at our scores. So right now in 4th place with 8 points, we have Clark. In 3rd place with 11 points is Luke. In 2nd place with 15 points is Bianca. And on top with his 16 points, put your hands together again for Mickey. But what will happen as we enter the slow burn round? Our grand finalists first encountered this round in their weekly finals. Here's how it works. There's no timer, but they will lose a point from the starting total of 10 as each clue passes without an answer. Our grand finalists will, of course, get to choose their category, starting with the 4th place finalists, and our subjects for our grand final are thus: an animal, a media personality, a country, and a TV show. Slow burn is all about strategy. The sooner the answer, the more points you can score. A wrong answer, however, delivers no points at all. So, of course, timing is everything. Clark, please meet me in the chair. All right, Clark, so your options are a media personality, an animal, a TV show, and a country.
A country, please, Mark.
You have 10 clues on offer here, starting with this. The Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine has been won by 3 of its scientists in 1919, 1938, and 1974.
Yeah, keep going.
This country became independent after a nationalist revolt in 1830.
Yeah, let's go on.
In 2011, it broke the record previously held by Iraq for going the longest period without a national government.
One more.
Succeeding to the country's throne following his father's abdication in 2013 was King Philippe.
Let's go to the Philippines.
It is not the Philippines. I'm going to give you a few other clues to see if you would have gotten it. Famous for its beer, there are more monasteries in this country than any other that brew Trappist beer.
Belgium.
Yes, indeed, Belgium is the answer. You don't get any points out of that round. You do still have your 8 points from before, and there is still the general knowledge round to go. Clark, thank you so much. Head back to the chair for me.
All right.
Could I now please have Luke? So, Luke, a media personality, an animal, or a TV show?
Give me a TV show.
You have 10 clues and you are looking for a TV show. Here's your first clue. This TV show was a series that was created by Ben Roberts and Australian screenwriter Ivan Goff. The show spawned a number of feature films, video games, and a short-lived series reboot in 2011.
Give me another one.
It featured many guest stars, including Phil Silvers, Jim Backus, Barbara Stanwyck, and Kim Cattrall.
Yeah.
Nominated for, but not winning, several Emmy and Golden Globe Awards, it did win the 1977 People's Choice Award for Favourite Overall New TV Program.
Let's go one more.
One of its lead actors was cast after producer Aaron Spelling saw her performance in the sci-fi film Logan's Run, and another went on to star in Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
One more.
One of the stars of the show said, "When the show was number 3, I figured it was our acting. When it got to be number 1, I decided it could only be because none of us wears a bra."
It's got to be Baywatch.
It is not Baywatch. Here are some of the other clues. I want to see if you would have gotten it. Never Seen Full Face is the show's title character who dispenses assignments via a Western Electric speakerphone.
Oh, no.
You worked it out?
Yeah. Charlie's Angels.
It is indeed Charlie's Angels. Unfortunately, you don't collect any points out of that round, but you do still have your 11 points from earlier. Luke, head back to the chair for me.
Thanks, mate.
Up next is Bianca. So your options are a media personality or an animal.
I am going to try my luck with media personality.
All right. Here is your first clue. This person spent the majority of their high school years in Canberra.
Next clue, please.
In 2018, they were appointed Professor of Global Affairs at Griffith University.
Next, please.
For CNN International, he served as a senior correspondent in Abu Dhabi, Hong Kong, and Beijing.
I'll need another clue, please.
In the lead up to the 2019 federal election, he declined Scott Morrison's invitation to run as a candidate for the Liberal Party.
Next, please.
His 2016 quarterly essay is titled The Australian Dream, Blood, History and Becoming.
I feel like I'm getting close, but I'll probably need another clue.
He wrote the 2019 feature-length documentary, The Australian Dream, about Adam Goode's Aboriginal identity and racism in Australia.
No, sorry, I'll need another one.
In 1994, as host of the 7 Network current affairs program Real Life, he accepted the Logie Award for Most Popular Current Affairs Program.
No, sorry.
A Wiradjuri and Gamilaroi man, he is the only Indigenous man to have hosted ABC's Q&A.
Oh, dear. I don't know, I'm sorry.
He aroused controversy in 2023 as a commentator for the ABC for the coronation of King Charles III and Camilla.
No, I'm sorry.
A former SBS newsreader and Channel 7 frontman, this media personality is Stan who?
Unfortunately, I don't know. I'll just say a name. Grant.
That is correct. You got that on clue number 1.
Oh, hooray, 1 point.
So you do collect a point out of that.
That's something.
On top of your 15, that brings you up to 16,
Okay.
Bianca. You got there in the end.
I mean, yes.
Head on back.
Thank
for
you.
me. We are 3/4 of the way through the slow burn round. It's time for a breather. When we return, Mickey is in the chair and he's been left holding an animal for his slow burn category. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to the Mastermind Grand Final. Our final contender, Mickey, is set for his slow burn round. Please meet me in the chair. So, Mickey, you've seen your other contenders go through these rounds. How confident are you right now?
I like countries and I like animals, so I was glad to get one of them left.
Well, you are indeed looking for an animal. You have 10 potential clues on offer here, on top of your 16. Here is your first clue. 12 species of this animal belonging to the same genus are classified as true, while several other species belong to other genera.
No, it's not tempting. Take another one.
9-tailed versions of this animal appear frequently in Chinese folklore, literature, and mythology. Its extensive vocalizations include whines, yelps, growls, and barks, as well as explosive and combative calls. A group of this animal, depending on the context, is called a skulk, a leash, or an earth.
Yep.
Living on every continent except Antarctica, one South American species is the crab-eating, while the most common and widespread species is the red.
Every continent except Antarctica. No, another one.
It features in numerous tales of Aesop's fables, and the constellation Vulpecula is named for it.
Oh. Vulpecula. Nope.
It is the title character of a story by Roald Dahl, which was voiced in a 2009 stop-motion animated adaptation by George Clooney.
Is it a fox?
It is indeed a fox. What were the giveaways?
I know vulpine refers to foxes, but I really didn't think it was a fox before then. But I guess it's introduced to Australia. I didn't think there'd be 12 true foxes either, so I was nowhere for a long time.
Congratulations, you picked up 4 points on top of your 16. That brings you up to a very healthy-looking 20 points. Head back to the chair for me.
Thank you.
That is the end of the slow burn round. Let's have a look at our scores. Right now in 4th place with 8 points remains Clark. In 3rd place with 11 points is Luke. In 2nd place with 16 points is Bianca. And at the end of round 2, our leader with 20 points is Mickey. The Mastermind crown is still there for the taking. Any one of our 4 finalists is still in with a shot as we head into our final round, General Knowledge. For tonight's grand final, the general knowledge round will go for 2 minutes, which means there is plenty of time for any of our finalists to make a break from the pack. If, in such a closely fought competition, we finish our grand final with a tie, the contender who has passed on the fewest number of questions will be declared our champion. Clark, please meet me again in the chair. All right, Clark. Before you enter this round, I do just want you to know that there's a whole bunch of people out there that are rooting for you tonight. Have a look.
Hey Clark, congratulations on reaching the grand final. I'm so excited for you. I'd wish you luck, but you don't really need luck because you're already a champion, so have lots of fun.
Good evening. Clark is my big brother. Congratulations on getting so far. I'm sure you'll make me and the family proud. Good luck, man.
How does it feel knowing you have that kind of support behind you, Clark?
Oh, it's great. That was my brother David and my partner Catherine.
All right, Clark. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now. The 4 stars depicted on the flag of New Zealand are mostly what colour with a white border?
Red.
Correct. In 2011, Tim Cook became the CEO of which major American multinational tech company?
Oracle.
Apple. Initially financed by France, but completed by the US, work on which canal began in 1881?
Suez.
Panama. Which season of television talent competition Australian Idol was won in 2004 by Gumbaynggirr and Dunghutti singer Casey Donovan?
The Voice.
Season 2. What is the name of the Earth's layer that is almost 2,900 kilometres thick and lies directly below the crust?
The Mantle.
Correct. Often caused by constant kneeling on hard surfaces, the medical condition prepatellar bursitis is sometimes referred to as housemaid's what?
Knee?
Correct. The 2023 Australian dark comedy crime series Bay of Fires stars and was co-created by Marta who?
Hari.
Dusseldorp. Singer Katy Perry and actor Orlando Bloom became parents in 2020 with a daughter whom they named after which flower?
Daisy.
Correct. Advertised as an all-purpose lubricant with many uses, the initials of the product WD-40 stands for what?
Working diamond.
Water displacement. In 2023 in Chicago, Kenyan runner Kelvin Kiptum set a new men's world record time for what event?
The marathon?
Correct. An artwork by Italian Maurizio Catalan titled America consists of a fully functional toilet cast in what precious metal?
Silver?
Gold. The Chinese archaeological treasure known as the Terracotta Army also includes bronze chariots pulled by what animals?
Horses?
Correct. Borrowed from French is what name given to small square pieces of fried or toasted bread, an ingredient of Caesar salads?
Mindles or something.
Croutons. According to legend, originally named Reprobus, was which Catholic patron saint of travellers?
Christopher.
Correct. The acclaimed play Glengarry Glen Ross about 4 desperate and unethical real estate agents was written by which American playwright?
John Smith.
David Mamet. In 2009, US President Barack Obama and his family welcomed a Portuguese water dog to the White House, giving him what name?
Truffles.
So much better than what they actually named him, which was Bo. In your final round on Mastermind, you picked up 7 points. It brings you up to 15 in total. Clark, thank you so much for being part of not just this episode, but the whole season of Mastermind. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Mark.
Up next is Luke. How are you feeling, Luke?
I'm good. I'm really good.
What would it mean to you to win?
I don't really care, actually. I really don't. I mean that in all respect. I've had the most amazing month, like from winning my first round to going to the weekly final and then getting married to my best friend 2 weeks ago. It's just, I'm not going to leave here today any less happy than I am now.
Well, we can't let you enter your final round of Mastermind without a message of support.
Hello, Luke. You're in the final of Mastermind 2024. I'm so proud of you. I knew you could do it. You're very clever. And I love you very, very much.
So that is your wonderful wife, and you had to move your honeymoon to be on this show.
Yeah, I did. I have to shift it a little bit.
Just a little bit of shift.
Just a little bit. But I promised her a week on Lake Como.
Good deal, though.
So you can spruik some paintings for me.
Sure. Buy Luke's paintings, everyone. All right, Luke, are you ready?
Let's do it. Let's have some fun.
Your time starts now. Which icon of freedom was partially constructed in France before it was shipped to the United States and assembled?
Statue of Liberty.
Correct. Platinum, ash, caramel, honey and strawberry are all shades associated with which hair colour?
Pink.
Blonde. American author Howard Allen Francis O'Brien wrote her debut novel, Interview with a Vampire, under what pen name?
Bram Stoker.
Anne Rice. Which mode of transport is referenced in the title of a 1976 Martin Scorsese film?
Taxi.
Correct. Catastrophe occurred in May 1980 when which active volcanic mountain in America's Washington state erupted?
Mount Fuji.
St. Helens. Derived from the same root as the word vibration is what musical term for rapid oscillation in the pitch of a note as it's sung or played?
Vibrato.
Correct. Loved and scorned in equal measure, tofu is a relatively bland, high-protein staple of Asian cuisine made from which bean?
Soy.
Correct. On June 30, 2022, Ketanji Brown Jackson was sworn in as a member of which US judiciary body?
Like the Supreme Court.
Correct. Talkin' Up to the White Woman is a groundbreaking analysis on feminism and its effects on Indigenous women, written by which Guanpo academic and writer?
Pass.
Which South Korean multinational technology conglomerate that used to be known as Lucky Gold Star has the slogan Life's Good?
LG.
Correct. The theme song to which classic 1960s animated TV series features the line, "They're the modern Stone Age family"?
Flintstones.
Correct. Officially renamed and rebranded in 2022, the Kelpies are Australia's national men's team in which sport traditionally played by women?
Netball. Sorry,
Netball is correct. Which past master of suspenseful cinema claimed, "I'm frightened of eggs, they revolt me"?
Hitchcock.
Correct. Tenerife is the island in which largest autonomous Spanish archipelago that seems to be bird-named, but more likely is named after Latin for dogs?
Canary Islands.
Correct. Bella, Mortimer and Cassandra Goth are original characters in which sandbox video game first released in 2000?
What? No.
The Sims. In honour of a famous comic book character, what name was given to the first satellite launched by France?
Tintin.
That would be a Belgian satellite. It's actually Asterix.
That's right.
You had one pass there. Talking Up to the White Woman was written by Aileen Morton Robinson, but you did pick up 10 points. It brings you up to 21, and it looks like you had a good time on your mastermind journey.
I had a great time, and I'm glad it's over.
Thank you so much, Lou, for being part of the show.
Thanks, Mark.
Tonight is a battle of the best, and as you'd expect, our finalists are impressive. After the break, Bianca and Mickey will return to the mastermind chair for the final time. Who will get the best overall points? We will find out in just a few moments. This is Mastermind. Welcome back to the Mastermind Grand Final. Our final contenders, Bianca and Mickey, are set to face their general knowledge round. The overall score to beat is 21. Bianca, please meet me in the chair. Bianca, how does it feel to be here?
Surreal. I remember back when I did my heat, I just sort of wanted to have a go at making it to the weekly final. I didn't expect it to go any further than that. So I feel very honoured.
And there's a whole bunch of people at home cheering for you right now.
Hey B, congratulations on making it to the final of Mastermind. I had put Brucey in a bow tie because he wanted to wish Auntie B all the best as well. Best wishes from both of us. We love you. Good luck.
You're really, really clever and you know lots of stuff. So you'll be great.
Hey B, the quiet achiever does it again, hey? Congratulations on being a grand finalist in Mastermind and for keeping a secret for so long. I hope you can relax and enjoy the ride today. Know that I'm very proud of you. All my love.
I have to ask, who are each of those people?
So my sister spoke first and her cat, Bruce, looking very dapper.
Very dapper. It's the dapperest cat I've ever seen.
My mum hates being photographed, but she's a wonderful puppeteer. So that was my mum as Stacey the puppet, and that was my dad.
Fabulous. Bianca,
Yeah.
are you ready?
I think so. Let's do it.
Your time starts now. Not counting the jokers, there are typically how many cards in a standard deck of playing cards?
52.
Correct. Which part of a shirt can follow the colours blue and white to make a common term for different types of work?
Collar.
Correct. The acronym ROM, indicating a type of non-volatile computer storage, stands for read what memory?
Only.
Correct. Indigenous women's cricket team, the Desert Peas, has represented which state since 2018?
WA.
South Australia. Referring to a summary of the main points, the term recap originated as a short form of what longer word?
Recapitulation.
Correct. In 2018, which children's TV show issued a statement denying that puppet best friends Bert and Ernie were romantically involved?
Sesame Street.
Correct. Australia's Immigration Restriction Act 1901 and similar early legislation combined to form the group of laws known as the what policy?
White Australia.
Correct. The contested idea that mothers of newborn babies experience changes in cognitive function is summed up in the alliterative phrase baby what?
Brain.
Correct. The Oscar-winning Japanese film Drive My Car follows a grieving theatre director as he tries to mount a production of which Anton Chekhov play?
The Cherry Orchard.
Uncle Vanya. Famous throughout the 1991 Gulf War, US General Norman Schwarzkopf was better known by what rhyming nickname?
Storm in Norman.
Correct. Ominous in tone, the four-note opening motif of which Beethoven symphony is instantly evoked by the rhythm da-da-da-dum?
Beethoven's Fifth.
Correct. With over 8,000 runs, which men's cricketer, Australia's highest scoring test opener, retired from tests in January 2024?
Gillespie.
David Warner. The Emmy Award-winning television drama series Damages starred Glenn Close opposite which Australian actor?
Roast Byrne.
Correct. Due to their growth underground, tubers such as potatoes, turnips and carrots are also known as what kind of vegetables?
Root.
Correct. In 2014, Time magazine named US hamburger chain White Castle's original Slider burger the most what burger of all time?
Awful.
Influential. And I'm sure the Big Mac had something to say about that. Out of that round, you picked up 11 points. Your final tally for Mastermind of this year is 27 points. Thank you so much for being part of the show. It's been an absolute joy every step of the way, Bianca. Head on back.
Thank you.
And finally, Mickey, please make your way to the chair. Before you take on the final round of the Mastermind Grand Final, there are some people that would like you to know some things.
G'day Australia and welcome to Outback Queensland.
Sean, if you don't make this about your Uncle Mick, I'm not going to help you.
All right, whatever. Let's do it. I hope you do really well and I'll see you on the other side, brother.
Congrats, Mick, on making the grand final of Mastermind. You've been a bit of a behemoth when it comes to pub trivia in Canberra, so best of luck and I'll talk to you soon.
Hey Mick, I've thoroughly enjoyed your trivia nights for the last 7 years. I'm estimating a bunch of us have been to at least 300 of these by now, and we wish you all the best tonight. Good luck, Mick.
As always, mine didn't go off.
Can I just say, your nephew's video there?
Yeah, it's my sister's eldest lad. He disappeared to the mines about 10 years ago, so good to see he's still keeping busy.
All right, Mickey, are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now. Park Lane and Mayfair are the two most expensive properties in the classic British version of which board game?
Monopoly.
Correct. What 10-letter word can mean both a circular traffic intersection and a rotating fairground ride?
Roundabout.
Correct. Insulin, the hormone required to regulate the body's blood sugar level, is produced in which organ?
Pancreas.
Correct. After nearly 9 years in office, Anastasia Palaszczuk announced her resignation as the Premier of which state in December 2023?
Queensland.
Correct. Emerging in the 1980s from the Western Desert region was what Aboriginal art movement emphasising bold and vibrant colours?
Smith.
Colour Power. Which Hollywood film star became a princess when she married Prince Rainier of Monaco in 1956?
Grace Kelly.
Correct. Best known as the longtime fashion editor of the Australian Women's Weekly is the doyen of Australian modelling, PR and publishing, Maggie who?
Smith.
Tabbera. Among the largest and most spectacular waterfalls on Earth, Iguazu Falls are on what continent?
South America.
Correct. Discovered in 1817, which element with the atomic number 3 is the lightest solid on the periodic table?
Lithium.
Correct. Starring Magda Jablonski, Jane Turner and Gina Riley was the 90s Australian TV comedy sketch show Big Girls What?
Blouse.
Correct. Following in the footsteps of her father, TJ Smith, is leading Australian racehorse trainer Gay who?
Waterhouse.
Correct. TikTok's Wipe It Down challenge saw users film transformations of their reflections between wipes as they cleaned which household item?
Mirror.
Correct. Established by the Big Four banks, Australia's most widely used online bill payment service is known by what four-letter term?
Osco.
BPay, a system used to mark text for worldwide web pages in order to obtain colours, style and pictures. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup What?
Language.
Correct. According to UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity, what style of dance and music has its heartland in the region of Andalusia?
Tango.
Flamenco. Of Mice and Men and The Grapes of Wrath, the two major works by which Nobel Prize-winning American writer?
John Steinbeck.
Correct. What French word meaning coffee is widely used for a place of business that sells hot beverages and food?
Cafe.
Correct. 13 points. Brings you up to 33, Mickey. How you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad.
I should hope so. Head on back.
Thank you.
That concludes the general knowledge round, and I'm thrilled to say that we have a champion. Here are the final scores for the Mastermind Grand Final. In fourth place with 15 points is Clark. Finishing in third place on 21 points is Luke. Our grand final runner-up with 27 points is Bianca, and claiming first place with 33 points and deservedly winning the title of Australia's Mastermind is Mickey. come on down. I'm going to see how much of it I can catch. There we go. That is for you. Come on up. So, tell me, now that you have it, what are you going to do with it?
I think I need a new swear jar. It may not be big enough, but...
Well, then you'll just have to come back and try next season. Get 2. Congratulations again. How are you feeling?
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I have no idea. All the emotions.
Congratulations again. You have a bit of time to process it. That is all for this series of Mastermind. A massive thank you to the hundreds of contenders who joined us here in the Mastermind studio this season. And of course to you at home, our loyal viewers, for tuning in each night. This, for the final time this season, my name is Mark Fennell, and good night from Mastermind.